1860 and 1876, the site of what is now Whitaker Avenue was occupied by the building and grounds of the Castle Hotel, including the Grand Assembly Rooms. Richmond Vestry, who were the local government of the time, were based in premises in Paradise Road. However, by the 1870s, the operations of the vestry had expanded to an extent that the Paradise Road premises had become too small for them. The vestry looked into buying the Castle Hotel, but found it was too expensive. However, the local MP, Sir John Whitaker Ellis, bought the Castle Hotel site and gave it to the vestry in 1888. Sir John specified in the sale agreement that the site must always be maintained by the vestry and its successors for public use. Sir John was also keen for the space to be opened up, creating a view of the river from Hill Street. He stipulated that a road be built to provide better access to the river. This was initially called Castle Road, but in 1891 it was renamed Whitaker Avenue in honour of Sir John. By the 1890s, the vestry had become Richmond Council. The first mayor of the borough of Richmond in 1890 to 1891 was Sir John Whitaker Ellis. A town hall was to be built on the Castle Hotel site, and a competition was held in the Builder magazine to design one. The judge was respected surveyor Mr. Edmiston. The competition was won by Elkington and Son, and second place went to Thomas Verity. However, the vestry decided to reject the results of the competition on the grounds that the first and second place building designs were too expensive. Instead, the vestry chose a design by William James Ansell, which was estimated at £12,000, but ended up costing twice that when built. Ansell worked for second place winner Thomas Verity, and the motto for Ansell's design had been Bon Espoir, meaning hopeful. The Builder magazine was very critical of the vestry's decision to ignore the results of the competition. Ansell's design was built, and the building was opened in 1893 by the Duke of York, who later became King George V. The style of the building was described as Elizabethan Renaissance. It is faced with red brick and Bath stone string courses and cornices. The treatment is a grouped pilastered design carried by a rusticated base, carving being introduced en masse to give additional effect. There were 3 entrances to the building: a main entrance, a staff entrance, which is now an entrance to a separate shop premises, and an entrance to the public viewing gallery in the council chamber. When the town hall was opened in 1893, the mayor was Charles Burt. He provided the building's clock, and the clock case was presented by Sir Francis Cook of Doughty House on Richmond Hill. The initials of Charles Burt and Sir Francis Cook can be seen on the clock. As you enter the building, you come to the foyer and the main staircase. The treads and rises of the main staircase are in 2 colours of Devon marble. The floor of the foyer is laid with coloured tiles and mosaic borders. On the main staircase is a bust of Sir John Whitaker Ellis. The bust was created by Francis Williamson and was unveiled in 1895 by Princess Mary Adelaide, Duchess of Teck. Originally, a different sculptor was chosen, but a newspaper article from the time says he went away and met with a sad accident and so was unable to carry out the arrangement. On the ground floor of the building is the Riverside Gallery and the Whitaker Ellis Suite, which is a room available for hire. At the time of filming, both the Riverside Gallery and the Whitaker Ellis Suite are closed. Please check the council's website for more information. On the first floor of the building is the reference library. Please see the council's website for details of the services currently available from the reference library. When the building served as the town hall, This space was filled with meeting rooms. At the western end was the Mayor's Parlour. This is the Riverside Room in the reference library. It is normally a silent study area in the day and available to hire in the evening, although at the time of filming this room has not yet been reopened to the public. The Riverside Room was originally the council chamber for the borough of Richmond. On the wall you can see traces of writing where the mayor's names were inscribed. On the other side of the room is a raised platform which used to be the public viewing gallery. Leading from this platform is a fire exit that takes you to a spiral staircase. This would be the way the public would enter the building. The spiral staircase will take you down to what used to be the public entrance door. The grand furnishings of the Riverside Room date from the 1950s, and so this is not exactly how the room would originally have looked when the building first opened in the 1890s. This is because on the night of the 29th of November 1940, during the Second World War, the building was hit by firebombs. The roof, top floor and council chamber were all destroyed. The destroyed sections of the town hall were rebuilt to a different design, and the architect for this was Gordon Jeeves. The new design included extra offices on the first floor and a flat for the town hall keeper. The bell tower was also completely rebuilt. The newly repaired building was reopened in 1952 by the Queen Mother. The second floor of the building is home to the Museum of Richmond and the Local Studies Library and Archive. Please visit the Council's website for details of how to visit local studies, and please visit the Museum of Richmond's website for details of how to visit the museum. Local Studies holds the Richmond upon Thames Archive Collection and Local Studies Library. This collection covers the whole area of the borough, including the former boroughs of Barnes, Richmond and Twickenham. The kernel of the collection, relating to the borough of Richmond, was compiled by Albert Barkus, the first Chief Librarian of Richmond. The Local Studies Reading Room is named after him in honour of this. Barkus, as Chief Librarian, lived with his family in a flat above Richmond Library on Little Green. He suffered from depression and threw himself into his historical work as a distraction. Unfortunately, he was to commit suicide. According to his suicide note, he thought his life's work had been a failure. It's a tragedy that he could not know that his works are still consulted today in the reading room that is named in his honour. The building was used as Richmond Town Hall until 1965, when the boroughs of Barnes, Richmond and Twickenham merged to form the current borough of Richmond upon Thames. The new council moved its headquarters to York House in Twickenham. No longer a town hall, the building became home to the new council's social services department. They were here until 1979 when they moved out. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, there was a lot of uncertainty as to what would happen with the building, which caused some tensions. Eventually, it was agreed to refurbish the building along with Richmond Riverside. The building was then to become home to the Reference Library, Local Studies and Museum of Richmond. The Richmond Riverside Redevelopment was designed in Georgian style by John Quinlan Terry. Terry's other works include Brentwood Cathedral, the Downing College Library in Cambridge, and the Abercrombie residence in Kentucky, which is based on Marble Hill House in Twickenham. The newly redesigned Riverside was opened by the Queen in 1988. The year before this, in 1987, the refurbished Old Town Hall was opened by the Mayor, David Cornwall. Local Studies holds the records of the council and its predecessor bodies, as well as the records of many local organisations and individuals, old maps, newspapers, books and articles relating to the local area. Among the records in local studies are some that relate to the history of Old Town Hall. A petition from the people of Richmond in the 19th century asking for a town hall to be built. The length of the petition shows the strength of feeling about the issue. The original architectural design for the building by William James Ansell. The design for the clock. A visitor's book showing the signatures of the visitors to the building, including royal visitors. Photographs showing the bomb damage in the Second World War. In this photograph of the foyer, the bust of Sir John Whitaker Ellis can be seen amongst the rubble.